About business. That's what this economic forum is normally all about. Peter Armstrong joining us. How are the markets reacting to no military force? At least that's what he says today.
So, I mean, this isn't an endorsement, but a recognition that markets are a little bit more cynical than the political side of things. They have a very low bar. And in what was a rambling speech, they glommed onto the one thing that was of substance, and that is that line that we will not use force to acquire Greenland. And lo and behold, markets are up. European markets are up. Everyone but the DAX is up. Here in North America, the TSX, the S&P 500, the Dow's up almost a full point. The Russell 2000, the small cap is up like a point and a third. It speaks to what investors have been trying to do throughout this whole first term of like just see through what you might call the craziness and look for elements of substance that they can say, well, that's important. That has changed. And the rhetoric, and Crystal, everybody spoke about it quite eloquently. The rhetoric, especially around NATO, is alarming. It is new. It is something we haven't heard, certainly not in a forum like this before. And yet there's not a lot of substance around it. It doesn't. He didn't say anything that materially changes the debate, the path forward, except for this one declaration, and take it for what it is. He could change his mind on it by the time he does the scrum on his way out the door, but this notion that he has taken force off the table in terms of acquiring Greenland has given the markets, at least, and investors a sense of, okay, well then maybe yesterday's hasty sell-off wasn't as necessary as we thought, and we can get back on the track of making money.
But he's not giving much indication about what way forward there is. He's dumped it in NATO's lap and in Denmark, making it clear he wants a deal.
Sure. And what that deal might look like. Like, I think there were a lot of people that assumed when the bond market started rising yesterday and markets were selling off that there would be a step back, that Trump would arrive in Davos and say, okay, let's work out some kind of a negotiated agreement here where NATO powers or where Denmark increases military capacity on Greenland. And that addresses in Trump's mind what he needed to see, and he can step back from the brink. That's not what happened. And yet there wasn't really a course forward set. There wasn't really a sense of how this will unfold, where this will go. And so I think investors, and again, not an endorsement, but I think investors largely shrugged at the speech, glommed onto this one note of we won't use military power, and went back to trading stocks on the positive side. It does speak to the cynicism of Wall Street, don't get me wrong, but it is sort of a sense of where we're at. You know, you look at Catherine Cullen was talking about the impact in Canada. He brought up cars and said, you know, look, all of these factories are coming back. Mexico's coming back. Canada's coming back. Japan's coming back. That should have material impact on the stocks of some of these companies that are publicly traded. And, you know, we'll do a deeper dive on the numbers, you know, through the afternoon. But it doesn't seem to be that people are glomming onto those specifics. They're just looking at that one line about him in the moment. It didn't even feel all that scripted that they're not going to use force.
Oh, much of it didn't appear to be scripted. No. There was a few remarks about affordable housing at the end, which was supposed to be the subject of his whole speech. Useful to remind viewers that Donald Trump is in Davos today and tomorrow. So there's lots of things that can happen in those bilaterals. We expect to hear more from him. And we're going to have a team of analysts that you've just seen. Peter Armstrong here, our senior business correspondent.